And as President Obama confirmed today, the Christmas Day terror plot was hatched by a faction of Al Qaida operating out of the country of Yemen. The White House has been focusing money and attention on Yemen for some time. Now, top officials say they will double the money the U.S. has sent to that country to fight terror. Rachel Martin reports.
8 years after 9/11, Al Qaida is alive and growing.
We have permitted the development of an Al Qaida organization there that is vibrant, widespread, and lethal. And sooner or later, we're going to have to do something about that.
Al Qaida has dug its heels in around the Arab Peninsula, from Iraq to Yemen, and in Africa, from Nigeria to Somalia. Each branch of the organization with its own local leaders, allegedly taking orders from the top.
Osama bin Laden is not a micromanager. He's a very talented, modern CEO. He kind of establishes the goals, discusses the targets, and then leaves it to the guy on the ground to decide how he's going to proceed.
And Yemen has emerged as a key hub.
The transit of fighters, safe haven for fighters, the movement of logistical material, arms, food, documents. Yemen is perfectly placed for all of those things.
Last year, the U.S. government tagged $70 million to fight terrorism in Yemen. U.S. officials say that number will double this year. But it's hard to tell if the U.S. is throwing good money after bad.
There's always a question of where you give aid, where that aid actually ends up. And that's a little bit of a risk that we have to take here.
In recent weeks, the U.S. has launched 2 raids on Yemen, but terrorism experts say military force alone can backfire.
We can't go to war with these countries because if we do, we play right into Al Qaeda's narrative, and we make it a more successful and more robust organization every time we put additional forces overseas and into Muslim countries.
Experts say Al Qaeda is using Yemen to try to lure the U.S. into another ground offensive in the Middle East. That's something, John, the Obama administration wants very much to avoid.
Thanks, Rachel. Rachel Martin in Washington.